Goodness. Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. It is the last day that I get to do this daily thing because my spring break is ending. When we go through our day for TB, I'm going to have to take things just a little bit slower, though it looks like some of this stuff is already pretty much done. Just because I need to take down some names, some information, so that I can write it out for the TB section that we're starting to finalize and get done. And hopefully, if I get the approval from everybody else involved with it, we'll probably release it to you guys on Discord by the end of the day. So we'll see what that looks like. I want to get... We have the Fennec. That's pretty easy with Ray. So we're going to mark this down. Resistance. Pop, 1, 2. No, we want to keep you for later. And once again, as I said, I do need to write these guys down. So we have an Elder, Raider, Shaman, Brute. So Elder, Raider, X2, Shaman, and Brute. Right, that way I can get some of this information out to people, and some of the information that we're missing right now. Oof. See how many of these battles I can actually do before things get closed out by my guild. Hopefully some. One, two. Just means more work for me later. All right, let's just pause this real quick so I can do the same thing. It's Elder, Raider, Shaman, Brute. Oh, so it's the same. Okay, cool. Posletti, good morning. We'll get to you. We're going to get to you. I think I have you as my second review. You're part of my miscreant crowd, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember correctly. Morning, Dyer. Right, you can see Tatooine's like, in my opinion, probably the easiest of the TB planets. It's just, you just throw in something that has immunity frames, you throw in something that's not affected by health over time or whatever else, or healing over time, and you go from there. Alright, so one of the open CMs... Open CM, I can't use any dark side teams right now. Let's go with Gas 50 first. Telling you, they're the island of Misfit Eggies. Okay, so this is open. Open CM is Commander, Sand Trooper, Scout, Sand Trooper, Scout. So Sand Trooper, Commander, Sand Scout, X2, and Sand X2. Ooh. That's just on Sundays. I have a general rule. I don't drink if I have classes or I have work that day, even if it's 6 hours from now. So no Amaretto today. That's definitely a Sunday thing. I do have to teach later, and it'll be out of my system, but we want to keep it that way for now. Okay, let's finish this out, pause this, And let's check some data on here. It is Imperial Officer, Scout, Sand Trooper, Scout, Commander. So let's say Imp Officer plus same as above. There we go. So again, I'm taking down all these notes here just because we are planning on finalizing a TB section in the Discord, and that is going to have all of the information for pretty much everything. And there's a few things that I'm missing. Yeah, you know, it's definitely a culture thing. I think a lot of people, even here in the States, they don't have a problem with it. But just as an educator, it's a general rule of mine that I try to stick to. I would feel weird even knowing that I'm not drunk, right? Because it's not like by the time I have to teach at 4, like some amaretto will still be in my system. Alright, and let's get this Jabba one, which is super easy. You can actually kind of just throw Jabba in by himself for this CM. Right, and in fact, let's do that. Let's take some crappy characters that we're not going to use. I can't use Chopper elsewhere. And let's just throw them in with Jabba and see what happens. And that is Pirate Leader, Enforcer, Saboteur, Pirate, Enforcer, Saboteur, Bruiser, and Spy. Bruiser and Spy. Spy. And let's say they're all pirates. Alright. Oh. I found out by mistake pretty early on that in this CM you can pretty much do it with just Jabba. I think like right after I unlocked him and I tried it and all my team died and I was worried that I was going to lose, and then I just watched as it just did not matter at all. Right, it's going to take a little bit longer than usual, but that's okay. That's fine. All right, let's pause it to take some of this data. We have Hondo. Hondo, Bruiser, Saboteur, Enforcer, Spy. So, Bruiser, say same. Perfect. That'll outfit Tatooine, give us the data we need. They're trying to troll me on Discord. My Jabba is R8 because of the crate rate, but he can do it at R7. I did it without the ult at R7. All right. I can't do the Afro one yet because I did not bring her to R7. Let's finish out Empire. And I find this is pretty easy as long as I throw in some kind of tank. I don't want to use too many of my Inquisitors because I want to use them for the Inquisitor one. Let's do Scout and Mara Jade. Let's say emp node is zombie. Oh, well. Oh, I'm gonna have to play slightly manual for. Okay, good. So acolyte, initiate, spirit, zombie. Acolyte, X2, initiate, Night Sister initiate, Night Sister spirit. Alright. NS spirit, NS. NS zombie. There we go. We do have a Discord. It is, you know what, I can grab it for you because this is all going on, because this is all going on auto right now. Right? We have a pretty robust Discord, and like I said, we're gonna, hopefully by the end of the day, I'll be able to release that thing that I want to release that isn't completely done right now, but at least so you guys can see it. We have like a whole, we're gonna, basically, our goal is to have the biggest library of TB resources. Morning, Lady Geek. I saw you trolling me on Discord. I'm always watching. Alright, let's see. So we have Mother Talzin. I think it's the same for all of them. Old Daka, NS Spirit, NS Acolyte, and NS Zombie. I used to hate Dathomir, but now that I can mostly do it on auto, it's not terribly bad. Yeah, you should see my setup. I mean, I'm upstairs, I'm out of the way, I'm not in my office, but I have like the whole thing. I was talking to a friend about getting one of those like docks and having 3 screens across for stuff, but I think maybe that's overkill for right now, or at least for what I need it for. For those of you that are new to the Discord and are joining, don't forget to go to the welcome channel and hit that you accept the rules, because at least once a day somebody is like, why can't I use GIFs? And it's because they didn't accept the server rules. Alright, let's see. I like to use my Inquisitors here. They don't always work out. I'd say like 80% of the time they do. So let's say for the open CM, I think it's exactly the same. Acolyte, yeah, it's the same. Same as Emp. It is mostly your guild. You guys are miscreants, but I gotta tell you, C Squared's got great great lyrical genius we were having fun with yesterday. That I was super happy with and enjoyed greatly. All right, they're doing all right. This is a team that works really well, but the problem is, I feel like if you run this on manual, you have like 100% win rate. Running on auto, everything has to kind of line up, and every once in a while it'll fall apart, but I do usually get the win. And I think part 2 is the same, right? Same team. That is an Acolyte, right? Yeah, that's an Acolyte. Okay. Yeah, one thing about Discord, unfortunately, is that if a channel hasn't been updated in 7 days, it kind of disappears. So if you join the Discord and you're not active for that first week, you might not see the welcome channel. Though I'm pretty sure, like, when you pop in, the onboarding tells you to do it. The next screen in the onboarding tells you to do it. I'm almost positive I set up a bot to also PM you to remind you to check the rules. So I've been confused when people are having trouble with it, but it's often. It is definitely an almost daily occurrence that it happens. And some of the permissions are kind of weird just because originally I was using this server for friends. It looks like I lost this one. Originally I was using the server for like real friends, and I was trying to make everything 100% private, and it just didn't work out right. So sometimes the permissions can get wonky, and some people have noticed things, and we fixed them. So if anybody notices something and they're like, hey, this is weird, I can either explain to you why it's weird, or I can see what's going on and fix it. Let's do the Papa Palp, right? So let's go Sith. Let's do Papa Palp as my start. Malik, Darth Revan, and Watt. Where is Watt? There we go. Ever since getting Reva, is this the same? Yes, this is the same. Ever since getting Reva, I put it on the wrong person. Crap. Oh well. Yeah, and things have changed over time. I mean, the server itself, I'm super impressed. We've only been active as a server for about a month and a week right now. And it's grown rapidly, and we've changed things around, and we've done all these crazy new things, and we've grown really considerably in such a short amount of time. And there are, obviously new permissions and things that are coming out constantly. We added a new creator today, who will be part of our ecosystem, and any of you guys, if you are a creator yourself and don't want to set up your own Discord, I can kind of help you out with that too. We're adding a TB section, hopefully by the end of the day. We've been going back and forth on it for about like a week. There's a few things going on. We want to do a guild recruiting section, but very specific bot needs, because I want to do it differently than other servers ever have. So always check back on those permissions, because there are a lot of channels, and a lot of them I keep hidden unless you specifically want to see those notifications. Okay, so both open CMs are the same. X2. I didn't even, I'm going to be honest, I didn't watch the trailer yet. I know people have linked it in Discord. My guild leader is super pumped for it. I actually didn't even finish the old Tales of the Empire. Just because of time. It does look cool. I will eventually watch it. What generally happens in my house is I work 2 jobs. So when I get home at night, I want to watch something that my wife and I will both want to watch, and she doesn't watch that stuff. So usually I binge things when she's away for a few days. So I do need to finish Tales of the Jedi. I watched 1 or 2 episodes. I will eventually watch Tales of the Empire. I like when things are fully out anyway. I still need to get through Bad Batch. I started it when it first came out. I never got around to finishing it. There's just so much Star Wars content. Same thing with Marvel. I haven't finished Loki season 2. I have to get around to that as well. So much to do, and doing all this stuff now with creating stuff and brunch time and the Discord. It's also taken up a lot of my time too. I have heard. I watched about, I think, maybe 3 episodes of Loki so far. Just comes down to time. And I have been electing to spend my very limited free time with you guys instead of using it on sitting in front of a TV. Alright, I got one of them down with that stupid death mark. That's good. Well, yeah, Marvel's been kind of a shit show lately. I don't. It sucks because in the beginning it was just so good, and now the last like 3 movies I haven't been happy with. I didn't even watch Secret Invasion. I watched 1 episode and I was over it already. Come on. Yeah, I haven't followed the story, but I know, like, to some extent, what happened, and it sucks from a personal standpoint. The people that had to go through, those things, and whatever happened, there's I don't even want to comment on it just because I don't have enough of the information. I do think he was good in the role. But I mean, it didn't seem like Marvel was doing a great job of building up to him anyway. Was it Ant-Man 3? I think I fell asleep twice. It wasn't a great movie. Ba-da-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. Near as I can tell, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. My coffee this morning, there's this place, it's a couple hours from us. It's called Ocean City Coffee Company. Again, just like Popeyes, not actually sponsored, but Ocean City Coffee Company, if you want to send me some free coffee for shouting you out, big fan. They make a great flavored coffee, and I'm not normally a flavored coffee kind of person, but they have a Banana Foster coffee that is just one of my favorite things. And we haven't ordered it in a long time, and I just recently got a shipment of it in. So it's good coffee this morning. Once again, Ocean City Coffee Company. I'm not sponsored, but hey, you want to send me some coffee? If you're watching, I will gladly accept it. Oh, there's some... Coffee is such an interesting thing because there's so many ways to do it. And so many styles and so many, it's... coffee is... best coffee is free coffee. I don't care. I'll drink anything, but I have my preferences. And I love an espresso. Big fan of that. Like after dinner, having one. Yeah, I've heard I've got a great voice for people who want to be distracted at work, is what I've been told. I liked my coffee light and sweet for a very, very, very long time. Now I prefer it black. All right, let's see if we can do this. Marin SM. Just got to take some notes first. It's Hondo, Jabba Enforcer. Of course they have to have weird names. Weequay Saboteur. Ig88. And Jabba's Enforcer. So X2. Grand, I actually have quite a backlog of reviews to do. I have 4 on the agenda for today. I actually already see in our Discord that another person has also requested. I will be happy to review your roster, but you'd have to go to our Discord and just post in that area just so that I have it there. And what I normally do is when I am able to review it, I chop up the video with timestamps and then I tag you so you don't have to be there. And you can kind of watch just that piece right afterwards. I try to make it as easy as I possibly can for that. Attila, cheers. Good morning. Grand Inquisitor, the interesting thing is Grand Inquisitor transforms the Inquisitor team, but then Third Sister, transforms it again, which is, crazy. Morning, Grogu. I think I have you on my agenda, too, for roster reviews this morning. I'm pretty sure I do. This is always a weird week when I have the whole week because I don't have as many roster reviews to do, which is kind of nice because I do them pretty much every day. Except for obviously yesterday we just sat down and played one of my favorite games, Mega Man, and that was super fun for me because I got to do what I wanted to do, and I was surprised by how many people tuned in just the chat, which is kind of cool. So I might do that again in the summer when I have all of that time. That's about 10. Just let AV ramp up a little bit. We should be getting to it soon. I just need to finish my day 4 TB. I only have a couple more battles left, and then I have a couple on the agenda, but should be getting to it. I want to go refill my coffee. I can't do it right this second, though, because once we get to round 2, I need to write down the characters in round 2. Da, 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 da. Come on. Just get that AV ramp going on. Ugh. For the Datacrons? For those ones. Yeah, I don't really re-roll my crons. It's just it takes so much of my effort, so I don't bother. But I did pretty good on crons this time around, and I think mostly just because it was such an easy conquest that I was able to dedicate more time to it, which was really nice. Oh my god, come on, Hondo. Let's go. Dash. I think it's Dash, Maul. Who's in phase 2? Dash, Maul. Liam, good morning. Dash, Maul. I don't remember who else is in there. It's one of those CMs that can be super fast and also, there we go, perfect. All right, we gotta pause this really quick. It's Dash, Maul, oh, it's Maul Dash actually. Maul, Dash, Kira, Cartel Spy, and Cartel Bruiser. All right, I am going to go refill my coffee while this goes. You guys let me know if I win or lose. Usually I win. I've lost every once in a while. Still going. Whew. Usually once you get through the first couple dash AoEs, it's pretty safe. But we get it. Are we there? Nice. There we go. For the guild. And we are pretty close. Oh, we're like... Oh, we did. We got it. Okay, perfect. Profundity on day 1. All right, I have to write this down. Lothal, Fleet. It is TIE Bomber, right? TIE Bomber. TIE Advanced. TIE Fighter. And let's let this run. Chimera. Man, I got a lot of work to do with this now. Putting all this stuff together. Reinforcements. Is that just a regular tie? Nope, that is second sister. So that's tie. Interceptor. There we go. Is it super fun to watch me take data? Asking for a friend. Obviously. $12 a.m. So you're 14 hours. Australia? Okay, I gave up a lot of my stuff, so it looks like I actually only have one more combat that I can even do, and this is OpenCM. Grogu, I'll explain it to you in a second. Top right. CM. Let's see what I even have left for it. Let's do Rebels. Drogon, Captain Rex. Let's do this and see what happens. We're doing this on no platoons right now. So it's Stormtrooper Commando, Stormtrooper Commander, Recon, Scout, Trooper X2, Recon, and Stormtrooper. Recon, Stormtrooper, and Stormtrooper. Okay, that's phase one. Tell you what, after we do this, I'll just show you kind of what it looks like. It's not fully built out right now, but since we'll be out of game anyway, I'll show you the Discord. I'll show you what it looks like. It's not so much a tool, so much as it's... Coscool said it best. He said we're basically turning Discord into a wiki, which I thought was kind of funny and kind of true. So I'll show you what it's going to look like. We're still working on inputting all of the data for it, but I'd like it to be open for people to be able to see it by the end of the day. But I'll show you after this combat. And okay, so this is Imperial Officer, Imp Officer, Recon Stormtrooper, Stormtrooper Commando, Scout. So ST Commander, Scout, 2 Scouts, Scout Trooper X2, Stormtrooper, and Recon. There we go. That's going to add considerably to what we're doing today. And then Mrpinkerino. Posletti. Grogu. Idontlikesand. There we go. Almost there. All right, so it looks like we're done. I'm not going to deploy yet. I'm going to wait until later to deploy just so that to see what happens with people in my guild, so that if I have to walk up things, I can walk up things later. But let's show you kind of what this is going to look like. Right. Oh, I don't want this. So basically, my goal here with this Discord is to take things that maybe people are already doing in not as smart of ways, and make it a little bit more intuitive to players to be able to do things. So basically what we're doing is this kind of turning a TB section into a Wikipedia, which you'll kind of see down here, right? In the Territory Battles Guides, which you can't see, there will be a section just for like general help where people can ask questions, a section for people to just kind of submit their own videos to be included, a section that's going to be private for us to talk between ourselves. But basically what this is going to look like is you can click on your planet. It'll give you the map, where the CMs are, platoon information, what the platoons do, how likely those platoons are to affect your same-day mission, so you know whether or not you need to wait for them in order to do the battles, how easy it is to go on auto, how easy it is to go on manual, and then listed by CM and battles. There will be threads that you guys can kind of go through, and I'll kind of just show you here where there'll be information on the enemies in that battle, the recommended teams for that battle, a glossary of the teams and the percentages that we feel how likely it is that you'll be able to win with those specific teams, right? And then a compendium really of different videos of those teams in action. So players will be able to kind of go in, see what they need to do, look at the different things. It's, again, not all built out right now, but it'll be mission by mission to allow people to more easily complete different things throughout TB. And this is going to be it's going to be a public area, but it's going to be a non-default area because it does take up a lot of channels, and it makes the Discord a lot bigger. So it will be something that you'll need to kind of go back to the channels and roles, and it's not there yet, but you'll be able to say, hey, I'm interested in this part of the Discord and I want to be able to see it, right? So we're still working on outfitting it. And I do want to give a shout out to Rising Phoenix, who Rymus has allowed me. They have a smaller version of this going on within their own guild ecosystem, and they kind of allowed me to go in there and see what it looked like, and I think improve upon it a little bit, and take some of their videos and use some of my videos. And I would like to be able to allow players to kind of submit their own stuff too, so that it's not just my content, it's creator content, it's non-creator content, and my goal is for it to be the largest library of information for TB battles on beating it and getting through it in a good way or an easy way. So that, hopefully, I'll release it today. It won't be done today, but just so that people can play around with it. All right, so I've talked enough. Well, I guess I'm going to be talking more. Let's pop up through. I think this is my first one, Mrpinkerino. Let's see. See what we got here. We need a timestamp, right? 47 minutes in our first roster review. I don't really have a ton of information. Oh, I do have an extra one. Awesome. No, maybe I do. Nope, I guess I don't have a lot of information to go off of. Let's just do our best and see what happens. Can you please review my roster? I don't know where to start to improve my tunes, and I am somewhat stuck in Iridium. Okay, so the first thing I will say again is Captain Amazing. I share the Discord server with him. He's amazing, literally, at GAC. So if you're looking for very targeted GAC, how to get to Kyber, I would recommend getting another roster review by him. He does like regular roster reviews like I do, but also like in-depth GAC roster reviews. on your defenses and what you're doing in your offense, and I highly recommend that for anybody that's looking to push ahead. But with that said, let's take a look at this roster. Again, we're going in kind of blind. I don't know anything about this. He didn't fill out my little survey, so we're going to try our best here. We're in Iridium, just under 7 million. We have Executor. We're staying 21 to 50 right now. I don't know if there are a lot of Leviathans in this fleet. I mean, it kind of looks like maybe we just got Executor pretty recently in the last month or two. I mean, maybe not. I guess it depends on if he full out went to drop those 27,000 crystals. I would highly recommend reaching out to your fleet Discord if you haven't reached out to your fleet Discord yet. I don't know what the rest of your fleet shard looks like, so it is hard for me to recommend whether or not you should go more in depth with that. Let's kind of see what our assault battles look like. We have SLKR, so we should be doing CT3 on places of power. I see a JML. Let's see what the rest of our Jedi look like. Okay, pretty outfitted, so Ground War we should be doing CT3 on as well. Rebel Roundup, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should be doing CT3 on Rebel Roundup. And again, I say this every time, if you're not, take out Chewbacca, put in Mon Mothma, use the event special on everybody in the first round, just hit auto, you'll be able to do it. Let's see what our Imperial Troopers look like. With these Imperial Troopers, we should be doing CT3 in Forest Moon as well as Rebel Roundup. Veer Stark, Piet, Dark Trooper, Range Trooper should be able to do CT3 on both of them. So it looks like we're doing pretty good on our assault battles. I want to see... Okay, we're not yet there with Inquisitors, but that's okay. We should, if we're not already doing CT1 on Secrets and Shadows, we should be relatively close to it. Yeah, not with these guys, but with our Phoenix. I would recommend the investment because it looks like you bought the Lightspeed bundle for this. Bring Captain Rex up to like G11, G12. Put the Zetas on the team. The ROI isn't really there for the Zetas or anything for Secrets and Shadows, but because you have Captain Rex and because you have his Omicron, you have a very serviceable Phoenix team that will help you in GAC, and believe it or not, TB as well once you get them to R5. I do love the team since Captain Rex has come out, but I would try to get to CT1 of Secrets and Shadows with as little effort as possible. But overall, it looks like our assault battle... What is that? Oh, it's like... Is that an earthquake? Guys... Give me a second. We're in Jersey and it feels like there's an earthquake, so give me a minute. Yeah, guys, that was crazy. So pretty sure it's not... Wow. Not an earthquake. I've never experienced this, but my wife works from home and she has experienced this before. We just moved to this house not too long ago. There is a quarry nearby, so they must be blasting, or something. Or is Google saying that there's an earthquake? What? Earthquake, New Jersey. Tewksbury? My goodness. Earthquake, New Jersey today. Tewksbury. Where's Tewksbury, New Jersey? Tewksbury. Hunterton. That's far from me. I think it might have just been blasting from... Yeah, Tewksbury's pretty far from me. I just looked it up. But, I mean, it's possible. There is a quarry nearby. I'm not used to feeling the effects of the charges that I guess they set off. My wife says that it does happen every once in a while. But, I mean, I guess it could be that too. I don't know. But that was different. Very different from what normally happens in this area. Whew. Let's get back. That was very interesting. We have 3GL. Let's see where we're at with these guys. Very, very strange. We have them. Sith Eternal Emperor. Jedi Master. Lord Vader. Star Killer. Yeah, we definitely bought all of these different things. Jabba. Oh my god. Profundity. Leviathan. Alright, let's check out some targeted stuff. I think you guys already know what I'm going to say, though. But let's see a few things. Skiff. Bosch. Kursatan. I do want to just see Malgus. Don't have Malgus yet, which means we don't have Fury. Let's see how those ships are doing. Outrider's where it needs to be. Mark 6, not there yet. Dagger, okay. Want to see, do we have General Anakin yet? We don't have General Anakin yet. Let's see what these guys are looking like. We're not there. Let's check out our guild. German guild, I'm assuming. Well, the name is the Ger Black Order, so that makes sense. Okay, so we're not heavily prioritizing these raids, which is fine. Just kind of gives me an idea. All right, so I think relatively easy here. First things first, you're stuck in Iridium, and I can only imagine one of the reasons you're stuck in Iridium is your modding. You already have Outrider, you already have Jedi Knight Luke. You really need to be going for Jabba right now. Waiting for that sneeze, which is not coming. Oh my goodness. You definitely need to have Jabba right now. That's going to significantly help you in GAC just because he's a really strong GL, but also because you're going to get access to that Smuggler's Run 2 event, which is going to help your modding significantly. He is one of the best TW GLs, especially defensively, a lot of the time depending on the datacrons, so it's going to help you there as well. And I really like him at Conquest 2. It's my go-to no UFUs teams. For if I need to beat a boss. They're relatively basic to use, and I'm a big fan of them. I would also be going for Outrider. I would like to say Leviathan, but I don't know how far away you are from Malgus or Fury, because I don't have very much information in your account. But because you already have Outrider, and because you are going for Jabba, and you're kind of in that ecosystem, I would so go for Profundity as well. Fleets can really, as long as the rest of your account is in order-ish, right? It doesn't have to be amazing, but fleets can really bring you up to like K4, K3, and I've seen people with 2 GLs in K2 just because they've significantly invested in having a good fleet. I would like to see you get more fleet crystals, but I don't know what the rest of your fleet Discord looks like. I would probably recommend putting 5 battles a day also on or Mark 6. The reason being, and again, I don't have to do this, I've seen a lot of videos on it, but putting Mark 6 in a Profundity opening lineup can make a far more reliable Leviathan counter, which may help you once you have Leviathan, if there are a lot of Leviathans in your fleet shard, right? So I kind of recommend doing that. That's going to help you get Leviathan later on down the road, but it'll also be a useful tool for you now. I wouldn't do more than the 5 battles on it because you're still pretty far from Profundity. Now, should you go for Jabba first or Profundity first? I think that I would more strongly recommend Jabba. You will lose out on some of those fleet crystals if not having a better ship is what's holding you back. But I am also going to be honest with you here on this. Executor can beat a Leviathan. It's not like, oh, there's more. So maybe that was an earthquake. I don't know. That was crazy. My wife had said that it was. Oh, that was an earthquake. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I guess that was an earthquake because I'm getting texts from friends too that are telling me, hey, did you feel that earthquake? Crazy. We're pretty far from that area, but I guess we still got some of it. So again, here, I would be going for Jabba first. I'd be going for Profundity next. I would maybe strongly consider going for Gas at this time as well, just because he's going to be a useful character to you. But also because when we start going into the new raid, I wouldn't suggest this if it wasn't going to help your account outside of the new raid. But I do largely think that the Separatist droids, who I almost called robots, are going to be usable there, especially because of Stop, right? So I do think that we're going to see some prominence there. And it is a character that's not going to be difficult for you to finish. I think I would prioritize Jabba though over doing that. But like anything that's like extra for you, you can kind of put towards those droids to get to Gas. I do think it's going to significantly help you. So to kind of like round out everything, I would say Jabba is really important to you right now, especially because of modding materials. I would say Profundity is a mediocre importance to you right now, and I would strongly consider going for Gas as well, but as like a secondary thing while you're doing those other things. And I think you'll notice largely that it is going to overall be a huge help for you. Okay, so again, I'm going off of very, very limited information because, well, one of the things that we have on Discord is I have like kind of like a little bit of a survey that I ask people to fill out, and they're very specific questions on purpose so that it is like easy for me to know things about your account that I can't see from .gg, or even if I can't see from in-game. Like what your fleet Discord looks like or what your fleet shard looks like. So I don't have that stuff, but I think outside of that stuff, regardless of what any of those answers were, your assault battle viability is pretty good right now. I would be doing Jabba, Profundity. I would try to get Gas in there. And I mean, your guild is going to start asking for Inquisitors soon, so I just kind of maybe think about that and put that on your radar to some extent. All right, so let's go on from there. Yeah, I'm not really near those areas, but I'm getting reports from friends who are like, oh my God, did you feel that? So I guess we just had an earthquake in New Jersey, which is not something that we see or hear every day. Interesting. All right, let's see what Discord is looking like. Oh, we got more people. Oh, we got Liam's alt account in there. Mr. Okay, I've got another one of my miscreants over here, who I believe is, I think, in the chat right now, so he's going to probably be able to answer some of these questions. Another miscreant here asking kindly for a Rust review. No doubt it'll be the same as everyone else from Fortuna, but hey, maybe you'll have some other insight to help me. I played without direction for the first year in the game, and since joining Fortuna almost a year ago, I got SK Executor Ray because of Lightspeed bundles, and I currently have Zetas and gear ready to R7 SLKR once I have the last 4 finalizer shards. Can't decide if it's worth the crystals to unlock sooner. I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably not worth the crystals to unlock it sooner, just because you do have the stuff to do it now, but those crystals are probably going to better serve you working towards your next goal. Christian, I apologize, by the way. I saw you say hi, and I was kind of in earthquake brain at that point. But cheers, man. Thanks for stopping by real quick. Yeah. That's crazy. Over here, I mean, I don't feel it anymore. I don't hear anything over here. We're a couple hours away from that area, so I think we're just getting the residuals of it. But going back to this, those 45 shards, you know, they're going to take you 2 months or so, somewhere around there. Every 2 weeks the event comes around. SLKR is going to help you a lot, but you have places in power at CT1, and I think that largely that's the most important one. And I do think that those crystals will largely be better used working towards your next goals, especially as, even though you have the Zetas for SLKR, you're not going to have the Zetas going forward for other things. And I just think that you'll have a better use of your crystals. I'm getting in the top 10 in fleets, struggling Leviathan matches. I have the shards for Jedi Knight Luke, just haven't done the gear yet to unlock. Once I have that done, I've started imps that I have. Once I've done that, I have farms I started to finish, but I'm not sure of the order really. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Pop this over. Posletti. 5 million. We're hitting top 10. Okay. Are you in the Discord? Did I read that? Sorry. Again, earthquake brain, but if you're not in the Discord, I would recommend finding your fleet Discord. You might find that they're super willing to like move out of the way for you. Not everybody is, but you know, as long as you're hitting top 10, it's not the worst thing in the world if we're completely honest. Oh, going to the wrong one. Okay, so we have Ray. Let me just take a look at these assault battles again. Rebel Roundup, Military Might 2, Places of Power 1, Secrets and Shadows 0, Forest 2, I think, Ground War 0. Alright. Is this going to be another modding nightmare? I'm going to look at this and just cry. Your guild has done that to me multiple times. 1, 2, 3. Where is Han? There he is. 4, 5. Let's see. Okay. That's not too bad. Not super great, but not too bad. Not too bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm proud of you, man. Everybody in your guild has CLS, but you have like crazy crap mods, and these are not the worst thing in the world. Especially for where you are in the game. What I will tell you is you should be able to do Military Might at CT3. Okay, Commander Luke Skywalker, C-3PO, Han Solo, Chewie, and Mon Mothma. I don't know what gear level Mon Mothma is because I can never remember with these stupid frames at purple. But around like G9, G10, you can probably run it on auto. Even with no Zetas, and you have 2 of the Zetas. Just in that first round, use everybody's event special, and then just hit auto. You might have to run it 2 or 3 times, but you should be able to hit that CT3 at 3 stars with what you have. And if you're still struggling with it, just take a little bit of time to remod things for speed, but I think largely you can do that. Let's check out these Imperial Troopers, because I see you're working on them. And you've got Rebel Roundup at 2 and Forest at 2. Okay. Veer Stark, Piet. Okay, G9. Yeah, I mean, you don't need a strong Mon Mothma. You might need maybe 1 or 2 more gear levels, but you should be able to do it with the auto. Maybe a remod, but if you try it a couple times, you should be able to do it. Remember, just event special on everybody in round 1, and then hit auto. Okay, we're working on those imps, right? That's what we said. Okay. Range trooper is really kind of super stylized on those imps. I would prioritize him if you really want to work on that. If you bring Jedi Knight Luke up to even like G12, Jedi Knight Luke lead, well, I see, you know, like Hermit Yoda, you said you have the gear. You have the gear. Well, it is the gear, right? You have the shards. Okay, I see what you're saying. Never mind. Ignore me. I understand what you were saying now with Jedi Knight. You have everybody at 7 stars. It's just gearing them. Once you have Jedi Knight Luke locked, you don't have the best Jedi, but with a very slow Jedi Knight Luke lead, Hermit Yoda, Ahsoka, Obi-Wan, and I want to say Kyle Katarn, you can probably do CT1 of Ground War, and that's going to be largely the most important tier. CT2, CT3 are great. But that, I think we want to get to CT1 right now. Places of Power, once you do have SLKR, you'll be able to do that at CT3. It just kind of sucks that it'll be 1 star, but whatever. It's mostly autoable. It just takes a long time. Okay, we know about that. How close are we here? Yeah. Profundity. We have Executor. Okay. I mean, largely, you're right with where you are in the game. You kind of are in that same train as I've given pretty much everybody in your guild the same advice. Right, you are in that Jedi Master Luke ecosystem right now. I wouldn't worry so much about your Imperial Troopers right now, as long as you're doing Forest Moon and Rebel Roundup at CT2, right? Or at least CT1, but you said CT2. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I really think that I would get on that same train of Jedi Master Luke, Jabba, and Profundity. You're much closer to Jedi Master Luke, so I would be working on that mostly. I don't know if you have Outrider unlocked right now. We're going to look right now. If you do not have Outrider unlocked right now, I'd start your 5 battles a day. Oh, you do. Perfect. Love it. That Y-Wing is at 53 of 85, so we're going to just do some quick math right now. 85 minus 53 plus 100 times 3 divided by 5. You're looking at 2.5 months for Rebel Y-Wing to 7 stars, which I would do, but you only need it at 6 stars for the unlock. So let's see, 85 minus 53 times 3 divided by 5. You're looking at 20 days, right? And that's nothing. So you don't even have to worry about your Y-Wing. It's not going to be a limiting factor for you at all. But do the 5 battles a day on Rebel Y-Wing. Definitely go for Jedi Knight Luke. Don't finish your Imperial Troopers right now. They are a great team. They really are. But you're going to just have it's going to help you so much more to have Jedi Master Luke. You can do Conquest on Hard a lot easier with Jedi Master Luke. With Jedi Master Luke, you should be able to get CT2 to CT3 with Ground War. Now, I say should just because your Jedi are not super amazing right now. But between Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke, Hermit Yoda, it might be tough to get CT3, but without like maybe Revan or something. But I definitely think you can get CT2. Even with like Kyle and Obi-Wan, maybe you can get CT3. But it's not the priority. Jedi Master Luke is going to really serve you. I would do Jedi Master Luke. I would do Jabba. I would do Profundity. That kind of sets you up in this whole nice little ecosystem. Let's see. What about these shards? What should I have you do first? Skiff. Bosch. Kerr. Okay. Well, we're looking at that right now to see what we should be doing in terms of which ones. I would start these Jabba guys fairly soon. You're looking at about 3 months for each of them. That shouldn't be a problem. I'd say after you get... Start these guys as you start ticket farming for Jedi Master Luke. Okay? Skiff, Bosch, Kursatan. You should actually start... Look, this is all psychological, and this is the way that I prefer it. But you should actually start... Do you just not have it unlocked? You must not have just updated her? Okay. So yeah, wait till you have until you're ticket farming Jedi Master Luke, except for Kursatan. And now this is purely psychological, but I would say like do 2 battles a day on Kursatan now. And I know that seems ridiculous, but he's a 16 energy node, and you want to always be doing signal data. And personally, for me, I find it's less daunting to completely cut off your signal data. So just doing like 2 a day makes it super, super easy to not even think about it. But that's just me and psychology. If you are fine with cutting yourself off from it for like 2 weeks, knowing that it'll be quick, then you don't really have to worry about that. I want to check one more thing here. So you've been in the stream this entire time, and like I said, it's not something that I have to do. I have seen the videos on it. I might recommend also just 5 battles a day on Mark 6 Interceptor. It seems like, and getting set up to like G12 because he's an easy, quick farm and 7 stars. It seems like it's a good way to counter Leviathan more reliably. In your fleet chart, having it in your opening lineup. You'd have to look up the videos for it though. But a lot of people are talking about it, and I've seen a bunch of videos on it. I think I would do Jedi Master Luke, Jabba, then Profundity. Honestly, your Executor getting you into top 10 is doing enough for you right now. There are ways for Executor to counter Leviathan. If you increase your investment in it, I think like IG 88 to R8, you'd have to do your own research on that though, because I'm not super reliable on that itself, because I don't have to do it, so I don't do it. But I think Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke into Jabba, into Profundity, keeps you in that ecosystem that is really important for you right now. And, you know, I gave you that tip with Military Might. That should help you out. And I gave you that tip with Ground War. Once you do unlock Jedi Knight Luke, make him super slow just for the event and as the leader. That should get you at least to CT1. That'll really, yeah, you don't have to. I do think that being in the top 10, I don't want to say it's enough, but I think it's enough for now. Right? I think it's enough for now. Yeah, Zavor, I don't know about the relic levels for that, but I agree with you. The triple attacker works pretty nicely. I would look at the videos on that because I think you can get yourself at least into the top 5 pretty reliably. But I think top 10 is serving you for now without going too crazy. From what I've seen so far, the mods that I checked on, they looked not the most awful. But again, you know, having Jabba, you'll be able to bolster that consistently. And this is going to keep you occupied for a pretty long time, right? So you should be pretty good with that. Dakota, I have, it really depends on the time and when I get these done. We do have a Discord, and I do have a line. If you head to our Discord, which I will link for you, even though it is in the show notes or whatever, you'll see I have a roster review area with a pretty quick survey to fill out, and I can get you in my line. And if I don't get to it today, you know, I do brunch every Sunday. And I do it. If you're here, great. If you're not here, I just tag you afterwards. Posletti, you're basically you're basically in that. I feel like your entire guild kind of followed the same person, and you have very similar rosters. So I think you'll be pretty good with that same advice that everybody else is kind of getting. But from what I've seen, you're in fairly good shape. So whatever you're doing, keep doing outside of that. Yeah, I mean, I haven't felt another quake. This is the first time I've felt an earthquake, which is crazy. Very interesting. I've not... Very, very crazy. Is what it is. All right. Let's see. We got another one here. I'm just reading something real quick. Yeah, looks like Smalls felt it too. And he's in New York. Something in H2O. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. All right, so let's move on. We're going to pop this down. We're going to go over here. Slice of Ota. DarthGrogu, I know he just stepped out, but that's okay. Cheers, ma'am. Top 20 is mostly Executor, a few Profundity. I am coordinating the Fleet Discord server, and only a few haven't accepted. All right, that's fine. And the more that accept, the more power you have, right, to make things work the way that they need to. Assault battles, they look mostly in order. Higher next time. What are you currently working on? I'm currently relicking CLS, then Inquisitors, Captain Rex once double drops, finish Gas Farm, Night Sisters because they seem like a fun team, and the Assault Battle 50-50 on whether or not to get Jedi Knight Luke, and then do Lord Vader and Leviathan, 3-starred Malgus and Fury Grounds, 90 shards of Fury class, and 110 of Malgus. Are you dead set? Oh man. How highly do you value efficiency versus fun farms? 60% efficiency, 40% fun. Are there any favorite characters? Lord Vader and Leviathan may not be the best move, but more so for fun. Okay, so first thing we're going to say, obviously, I love my Lord Vader, but I don't think he's a relatively good ROI character for most people. So when I'm giving this advice here, we're going to be kind of going off of the assumption, hey, this is understanding that this is something that you want to do versus something that you really largely should do, and that's okay, right? Like, so not the most efficient of advice is it going to be, but we're going to try to keep that in mind for you. All right, so let's go over here. We're getting a high five over here. .gg, Iridium 1, 6.7. We're hitting 1 right now, mostly, except on the days that like it looks like maybe we're just busy. I don't hit number 1 every day anymore. I just don't care to. If I get to 2, it's not worth that extra battle for me. I hate the Leviathan mirror myself. JMK, SLKR, and Ray. All right, let's check out these assault battles again. Places of Power. We should be doing CT3 with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. It is, you got to look up videos for it. It is boring. It does take a long time, but you can do it pretty much on auto up until that last bit. So just kind of keep that in mind, that you can be getting those extra materials that are on the table right now. Ground War Jedi, looks like we're doing CT2 with what we have. That's fine. We have JMK. We don't need to go for CT3 right now. Let's see what these rebels are looking like. Okay. Chewbacca, Mon Mothma, C-3PO, Chewbacca. Yeah, I mean, now that you, Zavora, you just made my brain like stop working for 10 seconds. I don't know why. And so DarthGrogu, this is kind of the same thing. I'm going to send you the Fortuna Guild because they all hate their mods too. So you can go join them. It's not so much that you don't have relics. It's largely that your mods aren't great, right? Like you have this crit damage, this 9% crit damage. Like what the... This can't be a 5 blip. Oh, because it's only level 3? Right, like you need to... That's so... Why? First of all, go in and update that mod. Well, it's a shit mod, so maybe don't, but... Like, you need to have better speed secondaries. You can do CT2 of this with no... The first time I did CT2... of this event, Chewpio wasn't even a thing, and R2-D2 at Relic 2 was my only relic. So you are very capable of doing military might at CT2, maybe even CT3. CT3 might be pushing it. You just have to go through and make these characters faster, and it is worth it to do it, even if it's just for the event. Right, we've talked about this in the past. You need to invest more in these mods, and I'm telling you, like Jabba's the way to go. Oh my God, to help you with this. But I mean, I get it. Like you want to go for Lord Vader because he's more into like the fun thing that you want to do. But oh my God. I don't, oh, man, okay, we're going to move on from that, but you can do this event. You just have to put your, like, JMK mods on this team the next time Military Might comes out, and CT2 will be very easy for you. You might even be able to do CT3. I don't know. I don't think so, but you might even be able to do that. Holy shit. I'm assuming it's probably the same thing here. Okay, so you have Piet. Piet's got his mods on him. What about the rest of them? Stark doesn't have the greatest mods, but like they're not the worst. Veers has not so great mods. So kind of the same thing with Forest Moon, right? Kind of the same thing with Forest Moon. If you take Veers, Stark, Piet, you take Range Trooper and Dark Trooper into Forest Moon, but you put your JMK team mods on this, you could do CT3 on auto. Easily, hands down. It's your mods that are holding you back. It's not your roster that is holding you back. Rebel Roundup, it's a little bit tougher because there's so much preload in that first round that you might need more relic levels, but you could probably, well, you're already doing CT2, but you could try it. Forest Moon, though, should be no problem CT3 literally right now. No questions asked. As far as Lord Vader fun, I don't find really any of the GL teams fun to play myself. But I get like the people who grew up with the prequels, they might really enjoy the character. You know, mods are holding us back here. Okay, mods are like, oh, he's probably gonna need the lead Zeta for it, but mods are what's holding us back more than anything else. Like literally anything else. So I'm going to give you two sets of advice. I'm going to give you advice based on what I would be doing here, and then I'm going to give you advice based on I want to have more fun with the teams that I want to have more fun with, all right? So let's kind of take a look at everything else, and then we'll do that. I don't know what those letters are that I typed. Outriders 7. Right, he's not unlocked yet. I don't know why I'm typing it in there. Bosch, Skiff. Right, it's such a thing. Let's see what these scoundrels look like. So he should be doing Smuggler's Run at least I mean, not at least, but he shouldn't have a problem with CT1. Like, holy crap. Hermit, Wampa, Rebel Officer Leia. Okay. Jabba. We have that. Okay. So here's my advice based off of what I would do, right? And again, I'm going to give you two sets of advice here. Based off of what I would do with this account, I would farm Jedi Knight Luke, skip Jedi Master Luke for now, farm Jabba. Okay? I would do Jedi Knight Luke, Jabba, go back to JML, do Leviathan. By the time you've done all of that, you'll have all of the shards you need for Leviathan, and that'll keep you kind of on the top of everything. That is what I would do right now. Jedi Knight Luke, into Jabba, into JML, into Leviathan. Okay? Morning, Benji. What should you do based off of you? So this is not my efficient advice. This is my, oh, well, based off of what you want to do, how I would go about it advice, okay? So we're going to pull this back up on Discord. Inquisitors, Captain Rex, finish Gas Farm, Night Sisters because they seem fun, or whether or not to get Jedi Knight Luke, then do Lord Vader and Leviathan. Okay, so based off of what you want to do, I would still do Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba. More than anything else, you are being significantly held back by your mods. Then I would finish the gas farm and I would do Lord Vader, okay, because you're going to need the gas farm. Colin, you're up next, man. I don't know. Are you up next? I don't remember. Somebody's up next. Are you? Oh yeah, you are. I just typed in the other name. I would still do Jabba first, just because you're being destroyed otherwise. Then I would do your gas farm. Then I would do Lord Vader after that. After you've done your Lord Vader, that is when I would do Leviathan into Night Sisters, or Night Sisters into Leviathan, right? Whichever one based on what's coming up. I just think that Jabba is too important to you. Now, if you don't want to do Jabba, if you're like, man, I don't freaking care about my mods, it doesn't matter, and I just want to have fun. Let's just see what this is. Benji, now you are in excellent shape. We need like some excellent shape stickers. By the way, anybody who wants stickers, I bought one for myself, but I had to buy 5. If you're in the States and you are comfortable sending me your address on Discord, I will gladly send you a free sticker. That's up to you. Within the States, just because then I have plenty of stamps. A bunch of people have gotten them. But if you're really dead set on Lord Vader right now, oh my god. I would... When does Captain Rex become double? Let's see. Marquee, Captain Rex. Not till June. So you got some time. I would do the gas farm first, into Lord Vader, then do Inquisitors, then do your Night Sisters into Leviathan. But again, I don't recommend that route, right? My recommended route would be the Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba, into JML, into Leviathan. That would be what I want to do. Your mods are really significantly holding you back right now from being able to do the things that you want to do. They're only going to continue to hold you back going forward as you unlock more GLs. I gave you a Lord Vader route that does involve Jabba. If you're really 60 efficiency, 40 fun, that is how I would recommend doing the Lord Vader thing, right? Yeah, I did. I popped a bunch of my stickers onto Twitch this morning. Some of them are not fully square because I pulled them from Discord, not from the actual source. So I gotta fix that later. And there's some sub emotes too that I put in there. I haven't uploaded them all yet. All whatever fun stuff that I'm still figuring out. What I am going to do at this point, I'm going to take 2 minutes. I know you guys are really interested in my lunch orders. I have some leftover Thai food from last night that my wife had ordered me. I'm going to go heat that up. And it was Thai spicy pad Thai. I'll bring that up here in 2 minutes, and then I Don't Like Sand, I got you up next, and then I think I have a few more that kind of popped in today that we'll try to get to as well, because it looks like we're in really good shape time-wise for TB. For those of you that are not on our Discord, get on our Discord. It's in my Twitch profile. It is in the YouTube show notes. There's crazy stuff going on there. The Frank Man, I wish my favorite character were a Conquest character. It would make my life easier. But of course, they have to make Jar Jar as hard as possible to get. So I will be back in just 2 minutes, and then we're going to keep going. There we go. The Trench Chronicles. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's get some timestamps on this bitch. Hearing sirens. I wonder if that's related. 41. 142. Let's go. 142. Hey, I'll take it. Alright, so we got I Don't Like Sand. It's so coarse, it's so rough, it gets everywhere. Let's pop in. Do I have any important messages coming in? No. Okay. Lady Geek, thank you for spending some of your time with me, as always. BattleTested. That name sounds familiar. Another one on Leon. SirDooku. These are different people. All right. Hey, Egnards. I was told about your roster reviews by an old guildmate of mine who you reviewed recently. This account is a second account that was created last June. I recently hit 3.5 million due to the Lightspeed bundles and have made a semi-attempt to flesh those out. Got distracted by certain someone, though. Is it Jar Jar? I've built a decent Imp Trooper squad that you can do CT1 for Rebel Roundup. Forest Moon, I can hit CT2. Places of Powers, I've done CT1. Military Might, nothing. Ground War, nothing. Secrets and Shadows, nothing. Fantanical Devotion, nothing. Future plans, finish up SLKR, maybe slowly Ray, get my certain someone to R8, finish up my Beck team for TW mostly, Relic 3, all but JKA at R5. Get Geos up to Watt ready, will be quick and easy, work on my Star Killer. Where I am stuck is what to do with the rest of my Lightspeed, and do I rush Executor as soon as it's a feasible option? Currently sit top 15 usually with my Chimera daily in Fleet Arena. Strapped for ships until I remember about cap ship events. Okay. See what we got here. This is not the right account. Here it is. Pop. Oh my goodness. It's so crazy to see somebody with like Keller and Beck at R7 and no GLs currently done. That's just silly to me. So silly. Sounds like it, but sometimes things change when we're talking about like Lightspeed bundles and how close we are to things. 540. Let's see. Is that your certain someone? Because I think Jar Jar, but I mean, I guess technically that's Jar Jar also, kind of. Jabba, Leviathan. Let's check some of this out. Let's just check out these assault battles, see what we're doing here, and see how we can shore these up, right? So we're doing CT1, a Rebel Roundup. Darth Bane. I cannot wait to take my Darth Bane to like R8. I can't do it right now. Just because, well, because I have all of my materials going to Jar Jar. This Bounty Hunter squad, by the way, can probably get CT2 if you just remod for the event. What the? If you, I'm assuming this is, well, you'll need mods, but this Bounty Hunter team of 5 can definitely do CT2. You're just going to have to remod for those speeds and take it slow and steady with the event special, but you can most definitely do it. Let's see. Forest Moon, you're doing CT2. Okay. And I mean, I'm not 100% sure because they're not relict, but like Veer Stark, Piet, Range Trooper, maybe Short Trooper. If you remod, they might be able to do CT3, but it's not like, it's not your biggest priority because the difference is so very small. That's not a big problem. You don't have to worry necessarily too much about that. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just thinking about your viability here for assault battles. Most likely. This is what happens when you buy Lightspeed bundles, which I'm not against, but it's so funny to see like a level 51 Commander Skywalker. Okay. So interesting. What else are we doing here? Finishing my Beck team, blah, blah, blah. Here are my assault battles. Ground war, nothing. Secrets and Shadows, by the way, because you bought the Lightspeed bundle, where the fuck are they? There they are. Because you bought the Lightspeed bundle, I would recommend slow farming Captain Rex and investing some Zetas in that team, because Captain Rex really transforms the Phoenix team. And they will be able to do CT1 of Secrets and Shadows with Captain Rex at like G11, G12. Roughly a short-term goal, short to mid-term goal because of Zetas. But it's something that I would recommend doing, specifically because you bought the Lightspeed bundle and already have a serviceable Phoenix team. Captain Rex, man, he's transformative. He really is. Have you tried Keller and Beck lead in Ground War at all? Defense, tenacity, 30 speed. I don't know if it'll work, but I feel like, I mean, you don't have the greatest, but I feel like maybe like Beck, Tano, Windu, GMY. I would remod and try again. Because, like, you look at GMY, like, he should be so much faster. I would really recommend trying to get that CT1. Again, Keller and Beck's so new, I don't know if you'll be able to do it. But with a remod, I think you should be able to do it. And those CT1s are relatively important for a player. Geo's Watt ready. Beck team. Well, remember, you only have to remod for short term. Right? So when that event comes back, switch them back, put all your speed there. Just to try to get that CT1. You don't have to go crazy. I hate remodding, but if it's gonna give me something short term that'll help me long term, then I do it. That's the way to do it. Again, I don't know if you're gonna 100% be able to do it, but I honestly think that you will be able to. Let's check out a few more things. No Hermit. If you haven't started on your Hermit Yoda farm, I would definitely start on that too. And Rebel Officer Leia, anytime that bounty event comes around, I'd be really streamlining getting those shards for her as well, so that you're not gonna have to buy those shards later. Yeah, I have hot utils now, but before I had hot utils, I made a loadout for every character at Relics, and anytime I switched to their mods, I delete the loadout and make a new loadout, so that I could very easily quick change sets. And I still hated doing it. It sucked. But if it gives me a long-term benefit, I bite the bullet. Let's see. My goodness. I would start farting. I would start farming Outrider, 5 battles a day. I would start farming Rebel Y-Wing, 5 battles a day, hands down. That is hating yourself. It really, that's some true hate there. Because I think largely for you, just based on where you are with these Lightspeed bundles, I think that you might benefit more going for Profundity than Executor. Just where you're at. But you're going to need Outrider, and you're going to need to start focusing on these ships. You know, like Millennium Falcon, which I don't think you have. I didn't see in here. Yeah. But I think that because you're going to need these bounty hunter ships anyway, getting for Executor, get the Millennium Falcon, start working on the Rebel ships. I do think Profundity will serve you better because of these Lightspeed bundles and because of where you are. Hot Utils is a great utility. Benji, basically, like, I mean, you pay like $5 a month, I think it is. I don't pay for it. My guild pays for it, and I get a free subscription with it. As an officer, it helps me. But it has like a mod saving system where I can take a snapshot of my entire roster. And it'll quickly remod my entire roster back to that snapshot. So I can play around with mods in game, and then I can just go back, and it's super fast, and it's so much better than the mod system in game. Would I pay the money for it? I don't know, but I get it free because of my guild, so I'm happy with it. Definitely work towards Han for Millennium Falcon. I think, you know, with the get one or whatever it is. My only concern is Rebel Officer Leia right now with the Jedi Knight Luke. Well, if you don't buy avocado toast, you can buy a house. Right? You're so within the same realm that this just seems like the smarter decision. You're definite. Well, you have these. I want to check one more thing. All right, well. Okay, so. Well, you can unlock MILF, right? But you can't fully get it because I'm already looking at like IG 2000 or whatever I think you need. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've done it. But 7 stars. You're going to need it 7 stars. I would work on SLKR first just because you're so close. I would not refresh the Finalizer event. Once you get to the part where you're doing the Finalizer event, move on to the next thing and just wait for the Finalizer event. You know, after you do SLKR, I would skip Rey for now. You're going to want to go back to her just because, again, you're super close to it. But after doing Kylo, and again, get the Rebel Officer Leia shards anytime the bounty event comes around. Start really working on Hermit Yoda. So after Kylo Ren, I would be working towards Jedi Master Luke. And Profundity at the same time. And when I say same time, I don't mean like this. I just mean if you start to feel gated by Rebel Officer Leia to get to Jedi Knight Luke, then put some stuff towards Profundity while you're waiting. And then I would absolutely be going the Jabba route. Again, you're just in that ecosystem where you need the modding, And this seems to be where everybody seems to fall in, and it's so rare that I don't recommend Jabba, because it's so rare that somebody comes to me that has Jabba for whatever reason. I don't know why. I would skip Executor, though, just because of how close you are to other things. So if I had to say anything right now, other than the assault battle stuff that we kind of already talked about, I would say Kylo into JML/Profundity into Jabba. And I think that that will take you a pretty long time, and it'll serve you pretty well. After Jabba, just because you're so close to Rey, that's when you take on Rey just to get her done. And that's going to take you a while, right? So I think largely that's where you need to be as a player, that get some of that focus in there. But I think otherwise you'll be relatively good. Yeah, to get those, that was yesterday, right? To get all those Rebel Officer Leia shards for everybody. It really sucks that you have to use your get to other than that, but if we do it right, I think you'll be fine with it. And yeah, you don't need to blitz Rey at all. Do go for her because you're so close, but those other things are so much more important. So let's move on for there. I have a bunch that are not on my docket because I saw a lot of them came through as we were doing this today. So let's see what's up next. SirDooku. Let's pop this up. Okay. Newer account, August 2023, that has grown way too fast between Lightspeed bundles and not having kids yet. But I'd love for you to take a look and give me some insight. Fleet Arena is 4 executors, me being one of them, and the rest finalizers from bundle, 1 negotiator with Marauder, so you're doing great. Perfect. Looks like we're pretty in order, except I'd like to get Ground War kind of built up a little bit. Currently gearing up Iden and Jedi Knight Revan teams while also trying to finish relics on C-Rex, C-3PO, Chupio, Dark Trooper. Then the plan is Jedi Knight requirements and Sana. Fuck Sana. I really need Jedi Knight Luke to start getting Malgus shards from PG. Okay. Once I finish Jedi Knight Luke, I'm stuck between JML and gas farms. Benji, like, you know what? I'm going to go away, and you can just run the stream, man. Like, there's no... You seem to know exactly where we need to be, and these people who watch this every day, like, they come in, and I'm like, you know what I'm going to tell you at this point, so just do what I tell you, and save us both the trouble, you know? Once I finish Jedi Knight Luke, I'm stuck between JML and gas. I'm set to unlock Maul and Cat in August, so I'm also trying to keep that in mind to have teams ready for them. To me, Gas gives me more Ropster depth, but JML gives me more options. 12, 14, I'm pretty dead set on finishing Jedi Knight Luke because he's awesome, but after that I'm open, mostly focused on efficiency farming-wise. Also, constantly focused on building mod depth. Only started the game recently, so I'm severely lacking in good mods. Oh, look at that. Yeah, Sana's fine for platoons, but there's just so many more things that need to get done. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, 4.8 million. We should be hitting 1 every day because of what we're going on with. Rank 1, yeah, we're perfect there. So we don't really need to go too crazy on our fleets right now. We got these Lightspeed bundles. Let's take a look at our depth over here. So we have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. You should be doing Places of Power at CT3. It's like SLKR and crew. They auto it. It does take forever. Well, they mostly auto it. You put it on auto for like a long time, let them lose a ton of TM, then they have max HP, and it's easy. You'll have to do it every month because it's 1 star, but it's worth doing. I want to see what this ground war is looking like. Where are my Jedi? I can't spell. Okay. I see why we're not doing anything there yet. I really would like to see a little bit of priority to getting to at least CT1 of Ground War. And most of these characters, I feel like if you were to get Jedi Knight Revan to G12, Grandmaster Yoda to G12, Bastilla Shan to G12, and that's all core gear. And you were to do like Revan, Grandmaster Yoda, Bastilla Shan, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and like Kyle Katarn, you could probably do CT1 if you remod. And I say Kyle Katarn just because he's already there. If you remod it, and it's an important one to get to CT1. And I know we're thinking about Jedi Knight. Well, we're thinking about Jedi Knight Luke, but none of the things in that farm that I suggested are gonna not benefit you. They're all gonna be things that benefit you, so it's not a problem that we're going like super fast on that. Veers, Stark. Where's range? Don't even have range. Okay, interesting. I think going too heavy on Iden right now is maybe it's going to be expensive. Iden is one of those teams that like when you relic it too high, it's easier to beat because people don't underestimate it. And when you kind of keep it at this weird lower sweet spot, people try to beat it with stupid teams, and it ends up getting all these holds. You know, with Executor, if you were to do like Veer, Stark, Piet, Dark Trooper who's already G12, and then a ranged trooper at like G12, you'll probably be getting Forest Moon at CT3 and Rebel Roundup maybe at CT2 without even that much effort in that. It's just something to keep in mind. CT1 you have when you have that patience, so that tells me that you probably do have Captain Rex already, because I can't imagine you having Night Sisters, but let's check it out. No, yeah. Didn't think we had Night Sisters, so... you know, I think Hera's unique is her Zeta, the one that lets everyone share uniques. I would put that on Phoenix, just because in terms of like roster depth, that Phoenix team is really good with the Captain Rex that you already have. But it does rely heavily on that unique sharing. So doing that, you'll probably have less RNG to deal with Secrets and Shadows, and you'll have another team to use in other game modes that'll largely be really strong. So that's just another thing to kind of keep in mind and to consider. Darth Vader, these nuts. Let's see. Wampa's getting up there. Hermit's already there. Where's our Rolo? Robo's getting there. Okay, so you're good on Rolo. Jedi Knight Luke is not a bad farm for you. I'm not gonna persuade you against Jedi Knight Luke at all. Gas you're fairly far from. That's gonna be a tough one. It is a transformative team, but I think you can be doing better. I think what I would do, and this is the same advice that I basically give everybody, is Jedi Knight Luke, do Jedi Master Luke. Well, let me just double check something. I want to see how close we are overall to these goals. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Chris. Okay, yeah, I mean, I would be doing, other than the little projects that we kind of talked about, do Jedi Knight Luke, finish Jedi Master Luke. Jedi Master Luke is transformative to your roster too. And when we talk about things like Proving Grounds, Jedi Master Luke does a lot of heavy lifting in Proving Grounds. And he also does a lot of heavy lifting in Conquest, so that you have to do less Proving Grounds in the future. You are specifically talking to me about mod depth, and you're not even considering Jabba, which is ridiculous. You need to go for Jabba. Those are two really super important things for you. Jedi Master Luke, Jabba. When it comes to Sana is nothing. Nobody uses Sana. If it's just for platoons, fine, it's for platoons. But Dr. Aphra is like a luxury that you don't need to afford right now. You need to be thinking about, other things at this point in time. I think after doing Jabba, that might be, you're doing really well in your fleet shard where you maybe don't have to go for something like Profundity right now. And that might be the time where it makes sense to work towards your gas. So if you go to like Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke, go for Jabba after that, then work on your gas team, right? And then you'll be able to get like that team that you really want that's going to really help you out. But you'll have two of the really strongest ROI characters in the game at that point, and you won't have to worry so much. Maul and Cat. I mean, Cat's gonna work pretty well in a Rey team without JMK. So you don't have to worry about that. And if you want to do a Maul-Deloreans team because you have Maul, then that's the time to do it. But you need to work out your ROI right now with Jedi Knight Luke, Jedi Master Luke, and Jabba. Okay, then work on the fun stuff. Work on the silly things or the whatever things. 142. Let's say 2 0 0. I don't think there's anything more to add to that. It seems like everybody that I'm talking today is kind of at that same point in the game. So I feel like I'm giving the same advice to everybody. I could just log into the stream, do a 10-minute thing, and say, hey, get Jabba. But, it is what it is. People like to hear me talk, I guess. We got a few more coming up. Let's see what we got. I forgot to timestamp that one, so I just guessed. Oh, we got Liam's got another account. I think I've reviewed your other one, right? Because you have the weighed and measured tag. All right. So, my boy Liam, 211.12. 211, let's just say 211.10. Why not? Once again, those of you that are not on our Discord yet, what the hell are you doing? Get on our Discord. Again, we're gonna be second most important Discord by the end of the year. Titans, that's a great question. It really depends. I use the carbonate circuit boards as like a vague idea of where you are in the roster, but it really depends on the roster itself. And is this your main account? Oh, okay. It really depends on what it'll give you on an account. So a lot of the times I tell people to go for Jabba first if they already have the assault battle shored up from Jedi Knight Luke. And they're really, really struggling with mods. I tell people to go for Jedi Master Luke first if they're really behind on Jabba and they don't really have the ROI yet on their assault battles, because it's going to help them a little bit more to do that. So it is it is kind of a judgment call that I make on a roster by roster basis. But when I tell people JML then Jabba versus JML, you can always reverse it, and you're going to see a very, very similar effect. It will largely come down to preference, you know, at that point. All right. Let's see, Liam. Let's see where we're at. Pop this one on. Pop this one down. Doku's, I didn't even notice that. That's why we're talking about the Vader D's nuts thing. What's his name? Gustin Grant, right? No, actually that's one that I haven't heard before. I have heard young Hugh Grant. I have heard some guy from a soap opera somebody sent me a picture of. And then I heard, I think that new Nancy Drew show, there's somebody that people say that I look like. But I have not heard, is it Grant Gustin or Gustin Grant? I don't know, the guy from The Flash. I'll take it though. Alright, let's see. Top 20 is pretty much executors, about 75% higher than the requirements rely on, and Leviathans in the fleet Discord, and doesn't change fleets to help others climb. That's fine. Being in the Discord is the important part. Grant, see, I had the name reversed, but yeah, Grant. No, I haven't heard that one before, but I'll definitely take it, and I will brag about that. You can't really tell on the stream, but when you see me in person, my hair is definitely getting really gray, so that's different. It is what it is. Assault battles, CT2, CT1, maybe CT2 on Place of Power, not available military might, CT1 on ground war, not available, CT2 on fanatical devotion, currently working on mods, gear, shards, so it looks like you're kind of working towards Jabba to some extent. We'll be finishing up Command Shuttle on the 2 Kylos once I'm done with HB and are closer to a 5-star finalizer. C-3PO, to Jedi Knight Luke, to Jabba, to Sith, to Sith Empire, to SLKR, to JML, Profundity, JML, whichever I do for, okay, so I see deciding, that's fine. Unless another plan seems more viable, I'm dead set on finishing the first 3 parts of that farming plan, so C-3PO, Jedi Knight, Jabba. Liam, I love you, man. Literally love you. You've watched a lot of these streams, so I love you. No favorite characters aside from Echo. Okay. Great cousin. Awesome. Yeah, and for those, I mean, it's dropped on Discord, but it's in my Discord profile as well, and it's in our YouTube profile as well. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Liam, I feel like I'm not going to have that much to tell you, but let's figure it out. Oh my god. Moon, are you here? Hold on. Oh. Guys, for those who don't know Moonborn, like, look at this. I love it. I really do. He does a lot of my graphics for me. This is definitely going to be a Twitch emoji. Some other content creators have reached out to him to do some work for him. So if you don't know Moonborn, if you're a creator, if you need some like graphic stuff done, he does everything for me, and get in touch with him. I love that. Now back to the show. Let's see. See, I knew you had to be here. We're doing 20. Let's check it out. Most executors. Liam, are you having trouble hitting the top like 10? Or are you just not hitting the top 10? Like in terms of your fleet? If that makes sense. Because it seems like if most of your shard is executor... Well, let me see your star levels. Yeah, it seems like if most of your shard is executors, you shouldn't have trouble. hitting the top 10. So I'm wondering. Yeah, I am. There's about 10. Okay, so the way that you made that sound before in your message, it seemed like there was more executors, so that makes sense. Again, I'm not like I have the baseline knowledge for fleets. I would really look into some of those videos of executors beating Leviathans, because with a triple attacker, with with a triple attacker, you should be able to pretty reliably get into that top 10. So that's something to kind of look into. Let's see. Nothing on military might yet, huh? Let's see what that's looking like. Alright, well that's why. You have most of the pieces for this, though. You might want to consider short-term bringing Commander Luke and Chewbacca up just a little bit higher. Again, the first time I did CT... You're going to have to finish C-3PO, though, but the first time I did CT2, my only relic was R2-D2 at Relic 2. My Commander Luke Skywalker was like G11. My Han Solo was like G9. And with good modding, you should be able to get at least CT1 on military might, and that's kind of our goal, to get more of the Zetas and the Kyrotech. So once you have C-3PO up, I would say just take a small modification to your farming plan. Is do C-3PO, get your CLS team just high enough to at least do CT1, then go for Jedi Knight Luke. And we're talking about a very quick detour. Like, we're talking about like a week, maybe 2 weeks. Because that's going to help you build that ROI a lot more. We want to... It always stinks when there's easy... when there's easy things left on the table. So I would definitely work towards that very fast. It's all core gear. You don't even have to bring them to relics. It's a great team, but you can worry about that when you get towards JML. Is there a reason after Jabba that you want to do Sith Empire at that point? Just wait a second to... Before I say anything on that, I just want to see what our feelings are on it. And while I'm waiting on that, I'm also going to just pop into the game real quick and make sure my guild has been doing their deploys as needed. So Sith Empire, is there a reason, is there a purpose behind wanting to do that right after Jedi Knight Luke? I have no idea. It's because I got the beginner parts all set. Okay, so we're going to take a look at that in a second. I'm just curious. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just want to know about it. I honestly have no idea what kind of ads play. I thought... I know I can't control all ads, but I do have it mostly turned off as much as possible, as much as I'm allowed to on Twitch. So anything else I can't control, but I have no idea. Let's take a look. Let's see. Sith Empire. Alright, so we want to finish up Darth Malik. Yeah, that's fine. I don't hear about it a lot, so I like to kind of like, you know, when people tell me what they're doing, I want to get in their brain a little bit. Especially when I'm looking here and we're saying, hey, efficiency versus fun, 60-40. R9ing both echoes, that's ballsy. Wonder, let's take another look. Do you intend to do all of Bad Batch so that like it's useful, or just Bad Batch Echo and go from there? Let's see what these guys look like. Okay. Check out this ROI a little bit. Ground War. Let's see what Ground War is looking like. Honestly, I'm going to tell you also, CT2 of Places of Power, I know you said CT1, maybe CT2. You can definitely do CT2. This is another one that I did CT2 of Places of Power with 0 relics. Nihilus is amazing. And you might even be able to do CT3. Well, do you have any? Maybe CT3 with what you have. Right, like Papa Palp, Lead, Nihilus, Treya. Maybe you'll want Malik in there, so once you do get Malik up there, and maybe Talon, that might get you at CT3, but you can absolutely hands down get CT2, no questions asked. Like, that shouldn't even be on the table in terms of not being able to do it. Forest Moon, alright, we're not going to worry about that. SLKR, let's see where we are on this with the Lightspeed bundle. I'm assuming Lightspeed bundle, yeah. $13,980. Alright, so I gave you like just little tidbits. I don't hate your farming plan. There's not too much I can offer you in terms of doing something different. Again, I would just say C3PO, then get your CLS squad up high enough to at least be doing CT1 of military might, which you're pretty close to. You won't even need to relic them. Then do Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba. If I feel like SLKR will be ready by then, and I would do SLKR before Sith Empire, so I just switch those around. If Finalizer isn't, then that's fine to switch them back, but I feel like it will be there, and going for SLKR will help you a little bit more. So if in my brain the math is working out, I would say C3PO, invest in CLS just a little more, Jedi Knight Luke Jabba, SLKR Sith Empire, then the JML Profundity. I don't think that there's a wrong answer on which one to do. I think you might want more fleet prominence, so you might want to do Profundity first. But I don't think that there's a wrong answer there, and I think that that's going to take you, I mean, quite some time. So really, it's not about changing your path. And I can't do my Farm Jabba thing up anymore because I'm just agreeing with you. It's just about switching your path a little bit, if that makes sense. Right, so I mean, there's not terribly much more I can offer you other than just some mild some mild shift in how you do things, if that makes sense at all. I don't always make sense. Sometimes I do, every once in a while. There we go. It looks like I only have one more to do today, as of right now. BattleTested is going to be up in just a second, right? I've done all of the other ones that I think so. So let's pop him on my screen. Okay. And guys, again, I'm going to take just another 2 minutes to get myself some more water, something to drink. So I will be right back. Not on Discord yet. Pop on Discord. Get on there. If you haven't shared it with your guild yet, share it with your guild. I'm telling you, this TB thing that we're doing, it's going to be transformative. It's going to help everybody out. It's going to be insane. And I'll be back in 2 minutes. Yeah, Benji, unfortunately with the chat, I've played around with it a little bit, and what ended up happening is sometimes people are talking so fast, and this chat thing doesn't natively like cycle things correctly, and it's annoying, so I gotta play with that, but you know, best I can do right now. But I'll be back. Give me 2 minutes. We are back. Ah, my goodness. Alright, we got at least one more. I don't want to click on moons because maybe he's going to send me porn or something. I don't know. So we'll wait until after I look at this one. Just kidding. Moon has never sent me porn. He hates me. Let me take a timestamp. Battle tested with 233. 233.07. Okay. For fleets, I sit at 20 normally. Actually, give me 1 second. I want to send a thing in our guild Discord. Oh no, actually, Puke is on top. Quentin's on top of it, I think. Let's see, 9:13, 10:46. What time is now? It's now 12. So let me just send this really, really quickly. Notify. Perfect. Go back to this one. Excellent. Everyone beyond that are max 7-star, Profundity Executor, and 6 Leviathans at the top. No fleet Discord to my knowledge. I have messaged 2 people about it, got no response. Try to message more people. Message 5, message 10, see what happens. Sometimes people are like, I don't know if they accept it or not, but they're like iffy to accept things because other people can be like real assholes. But I would definitely reach out to more people, 100%. Assault battles. They look to be mostly in good order. Good current farms are Rey, Gas, and Jedi Knight Luke. The plan after that is Jabba. I'm not 100% on doing Jabba or Gas, and will follow your direction. Oh, shit. We were so close to greatness. So close. We'll follow directions for the most part. I do have 4 Zetas saved for Rey and 3 Amis for when I unlock Ben. I'm also farming a lot of ships. Perfect. Ships win. Ships win you GAC matches. Like, I hate ships. I really hate ships, but they're just so damn important for you. Favorite characters at the moment are Starkiller and SLKR. I am a Darth Maul fanboy, so once I get Maul, I'm taking him to R9. Oh, hey, Dakota. Taking him to R9. Also, I like Saw, which is why I took him to R3 without a full team for him. Well, I haven't looked yet, but yeah. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see. And let's see what's going on here. All right. So let's pop this message over here. Let's take a look at what's going on with you. 6.6. Hitting 20. I'd like that 20 to be super consistent at the very least. Like you should. Let's see what these are looking like. I mean, oh, it's because your executor's not. All right, I see why. It's because this, and I was looking at this. With a 5-star executor, you should be able to beat maxed executors, and you should be able to beat profundities. So I'd really like to see you hitting, honestly, top 10 at the bare minimum right now. But just be persistent with your shard. Be polite, but be persistent. See if those people like have GG accounts, and see if any of them have Discords. To reach out to them on Discord. Do what you have to do, because there's almost always a fleet Discord. I just want to check on these Jedi. My wife told me that she didn't have lunch today. She ordered more Thai, and she ordered me some spring rolls, which I definitely don't need, but I'm going to enjoy. Speech. Mods, man. Mods. Okay. Honestly, if you... I don't know if these are where your... Let's see what your best mods are. Sort by mod speed. Okay. Not amazing, but okay. So if you were to remod your Jedi, Wolverine, man, yeah. Me and Bones, we're always together. I have to listen to their last night, their podcast. Bones is a great guy. We have fun here. I don't know if we have as much fun as Bones' streams. They go crazy, but we got fun here. So if you were to remod your Jedi just for the event, right? Revan, Grandmaster Yoda, Jedi Knight Anakin, General Kenobi, and Ahsoka Tano, I think that you'd be able to do CT2 of Ground War, just on speeds alone. I had a very similar team when I did CT2. It did take a couple tries to get it to 3 stars, but I don't think it'll be I think it'll be very cheap. You're not going to have to relic anything to do it, so it's one of those things that you might as well take advantage of, utilizing your stuff to the fullest. Probably the same thing with Forest Moon. Veers, Stark, Piet, Dark Trooper, even at G12, and Snow Trooper. If you remod those guys for speed, you can most likely do Forest Moon at CT3, and probably even on auto. So again, like a relatively free thing. Maybe you're gonna have to expend like a Zeta or two to do this. I do think that largely it would be worth it for you. Yes, Jedi Knight Luke is the way to get to CT3. But if the event comes around before Jedi Knight Luke, you should really consider remodding just to get the CT2, because it's essentially free. Like, it's credits only that you'd be spending, and I think you can do it with that team. Oh, I'm gonna be one of the first one to take the whole team to R9, Wolverine. I will fight you on that. My road to R9 Gungans graphic is a little bit out of date. I am much closer than that. I am a little bit worried about my impulse detectors, my electrium conductors, and my Zimbittles, but they're all going to be R9 day one. Right now, I'm only taking them to R5, specifically so that I can do the event at the lowest possible. But it's happening on day one. They are all going to R9. No, I'm not taking them there yet, because I want to be able to do the event at R5 to actually gauge real difficulty or not. And my Discord actually convinced me to do that, as opposed to just R9ing them immediately. My Boss Nass and my Captain Tarples are not there yet, because I don't have the crystals to do that, and I did all of the math. I did everything for it. I will have it day one. It's happening. Stay tuned. All right, so now that I'm distracted by the Gungans, right, let's actually see where we want to take this account. Yeah, I mean, they're going to beat R9 that first day, but right after I do the event. My guild is going to be like, what the hell is going on? Because they're going to see all of these Gungans going to R9, and they're going to be very confused. Okay. You've been working on this. We've been working on this. Perfect. Let's see. perfect. No, my guild probably won't be. There were a few people I posted on our guild Discord, and they're like, "What? Why?" And I was like, "Oh wow, how do you not know me?" I'm in. My guild doesn't function without me, so I don't think that they're gonna kick me. I do their TB, I do their recruiting, I remind people to do the raid, so I think I'm fairly safe. My guild leader knows that I'm doing it. I told my TW officer, because he released a bunch of Omicrons, and he's like, "Oh, can you guys all please get this Omicron for TW?" And I was like, "No. Once I have the Gungans, I'll do whatever you want me to do. I'll do any project you want me to do, but I have to do the Gungans first." Luke, you guys are distracting me from poor Dakota over here, who just wants some guidance. Jabba. All right, let's take a look at your actual message. Oh, let's look at Ray. Where are we on Ray? We're close to Ray. I want to see. Yeah, I think I'd have to go to you guys if that happened. Okay, so we already have Radis where it needs to be. So definitely do Ray first. We have SLKR. And you want to do Ray, Gas, Jedi Knight Luke. The plan after that is Jabba. Let's see where we are with Gas. I mean, all right, we're actually fairly close here. 501st. Okay, so you're actually in a good position right now. Go for Ray. Normally I would say skip Gas for now, but you're actually really close, so definitely go for Gas too. 100% go for Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba. Jabba is just too important to an account. Now, normally I would not raise my counter for this, but I'm going to do it simply because you are like, I'm unsure if I'm going to do it or not. Yes, have Jabba in that plan. Smuggler's Run 2 is just so important of an event, and it just, I cannot stress enough just how useful an event that is, especially for an account that's in your position that's kind of like at a part where they're like, there's good ROI, but there's not good ROI, and we need mods, and we're building so fast, and you're building your account faster than you can get mods. Yes, work on Jabba. I like that you're working on all of these ships. Raven's Claw is really not that important, you know, especially with Executor. So you can still work on it, but if you're finding that you need the energy, that would be the one to kind of like take out of the rotation. It's good with Home 1. It's fine with Home 1, but with Executor, you're not going to be seeing it as much. Did you get Starkiller? You do have Starkiller. Okay. Well, I don't need to know that Starkiller's your favorite if you already have them. It doesn't matter. Once I get Maul, I'm bringing him to R9. Also got Saw, which is why I took him to R3. How you doing CT2 on this? Is it Night Sisters, or are you doing it with Phoenix? Must be doing with Phoenix. If you're doing CT2 with Phoenix, awesome. Freaking awesome. See, everybody that I've told to do Captain Rex today, like, this is why I'm telling you to do Captain Rex. Yeah, and listen, Captain is going to tell you to do Jabba too. So, like, when you're like, hey, do I do Jabba? Do I not do Jabba? Do Jabba. Go get a roster review from him. He'll tell you to do Jabba too. Go to Fat Phil. He'll tell you to get Jabba too. Jabba's just way too important for you. I want to just see the guild. Check out your raid history. You guys are doing pretty alright on the raid for your level. At least based on some of the guilds that we have been seeing lately. Which of course means, you know, you're going to have some prominence towards raid stuff, but we don't know what old stuff is going to be available for the raid, so we don't necessarily know right now what to tell you to farm towards the raid. I see in chat you're saying, oh, he did. He has Captain Rex. He's doing his Seared Shadows. I saw that you're going for Gungans. I don't really know if it's the best idea right now, but you know, when we're talking about like fun versus efficiency, if that's like a fun thing that you want to do, then work them in wherever you want to. I don't know if they're gonna be the greatest team for you personally, but I mean, I can't tell you not to because I'm going crazy on them. Raygas, Jedi Knight Luke, 100% do Jabba. I think at that point I would actually go Profundity and then JML. Right? And I think Profundity, just because it's going to help you a lot with GAC, and you'll probably have a much easier time with your fleet Discord and your fleet arena with a Profundity because it's a newer ship and overall a stronger ship. So I think I would prioritize that over Jedi Master Luke, but you're kind of wailing on. I mean, listen, I don't want to tell people no because I love them and I get it. So you want to do it, go for it, work it in wherever you want to work it in. But I think you fall into the same plan that I'm kind of like telling everybody else to do. And this is kind of like that jarbled, this jarbled amount that we kind of have with people where everybody's a little bit different on which one I say to go for first. Do your Jedi Knight Luke into Jabba, do your Profundity, and then do Jedi Master Luke. And I think at that point you will be pretty good. I think you'll be where you need to be, and then you can kind of choose what you want to do with them. You know, I think, Mordecai, when it comes to the Gungans, if you plan on slow farming them immediately, it makes sense to do the 2 Marquee Pack thing. If you plan on not slow farming them immediately, it doesn't make sense to. So if you're like, yeah, once they start to become farmable, I am going to start to farm them, then I do think it absolutely makes sense to do the 2 Marquee Pack trick. But if they're going to be a backburnered team, then it does not. So yes, if you're going to do it right away, then I do think that is the way to go. Let's check in on Discord really quick before we have more. You know, the Gungans look like a lot of fun. I think Kazgul kind of brought up a great point. In GAC, Ben Solo will probably like literally solo them because they'll be so low health. But we'll see. I'm probably not going to put them on defense. TW, people seem to think they're going to be a defensive stall team. We'll see what happens. It really depends on Phalanx, and it really depends on Jar Jar Binks, what's going to happen with them. So, let's see. My wife texted me. New Jersey. Oh, still getting earthquake memes. All right, let's see what's going on here. I just got rid of me for a second, and I got rid of that. I'm getting rid of all the wrong things. Yeah, I got no more roster reviews. Man, Sunday brunch is going to be light. I'm going to need more people. Okay. Restaurant. Too soon. See about. Now, I guess here's where I am in a little bit of a dilemma here. We still have a half hour until phase 5, and I don't really have much else to do. And I don't want you guys like sitting here doing nothing while this is going on. So I don't know if there's anybody on stream who I haven't reviewed yet and is looking for one. Maybe I can help you out with this time. Otherwise, I might just do my TB5 later. Unless anybody has like specific questions, be happy to answer questions about TB or anything else. Benji, if you got questions, I see you on Twitch talking about TB strategies. You know, I will mention again when I get off later, we do have this neat area that I want to open up that is going to have very easy to find information for all of the battles. Wolverine, it sounds like you're at the top end, and when I look at top end accounts, I go, well, there's only like one thing to do, you know. So so Benji or anyone else, if you have like specific TB questions or anything questions, you know, I will say that when I open it up on our Discord today, it is going to be kind of light because it's taken me like all week just to build out the infrastructure for it. And I want to release it to our Discord kind of privately over the next week while we build out those video archives, and then I'll, you know, kind of share it with other people to test it out. But I am excited to kind of open that up for everybody. And I think it'll be largely helpful. And once again, I do want to thank Rising Phoenix and Rymus1, who opened up their own area for me to take a look at. There's really no reason for me to review that. You know, we're at the same point of the game. I'm 11.5. It's the same stuff. You know, Mordecai, the one thing that I would say, I obviously am not looking at your roster right now. I'm not looking at your roster right this second, so I can't necessarily comment, but I will say that I look at rosters literally every day. And I think a lot of people just parrot information. So it's, you know, you have to think about that. What did you get a copyright strike for on a TB video? Like, of all things. From Disney? Like, really? I'm very curious about that. Oh my goodness. I'm like keeping the stream open just for them. So. I mean, we can go on YouTube. I'm a YouTube noob. I don't know anything about it. Let's take a look, right? Let's see. I think I go into YouTube Studios. I think there's a whole tab for that, isn't there? Copyright? I guess I have to agree to some rules or something. New removal request. Oh, no, this is for if I want to request a removal. Um, I don't know. I've never gotten one, but I keep all my videos on. All of my videos are muted, and that's not even why I do it. But all of mine have been muted. It's your channel's birthday, yay! Analytics. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, I because I've never gotten one before. I don't even know where to look. But hey, while we're on Discord, or while we're on YouTube, sweet little membership tab that literally just opened up. Come check it out. I have Moon doing the graphics for me. It helps me out. Not a lot, but it helps me out. It helps me keep all of my stuff free for everybody. You know, because I do believe that the information should be free, and I want to help people out. And when people help me out, I'm happy with that. Listen, guys, it's a half hour to TB5. I don't want to keep you here. There's no reason to keep you here, especially for a half hour's worth of TB content. So we'll call it a day a little bit early. We will have brunch on Sunday, as long as I get some more roster reviews in for this week. So share this with your guild. Share the Discord with your guild. Have them get some roster reviews. Let's make brunch fun. And yes, we do mimosas, we do screwballs, we do beer, we do amaretto in our coffee. And I'm gonna try to get some of that TB stuff done to release it to you guys in the very